Lykke, or some approximate pronunciation, is a Swedish singer, songwriter, model, and actress. She released her first album in 2008. Her most recent album was her fifth, which was released in 2022 at the time of recording this. Hi, my name's Dan, and this is a review of the album Wounded Rhymes by Lykke, which was released in 2011. It was her second studio album, and it's my first time listening to it. I think I've heard of her through Joe Wiley's BBC radio show in years past, and I have seen and enjoyed the video for Gunshot, which is a track which is not on this album. It was on the next album after this one. I would describe this broadly as being indie pop, but it's another one of those albums that's hard to describe, so just bear with me, please. It's got a medium to light rock singer-songwriter kind of feel, sometimes with more industrial sounding percussion or some unusual percussion in the mix here. A couple of the tracks are very stripped back guitar and something guitar and percussion guitar and piano, I think, for the other one. But the kind of overwhelming sound of it is it sounds like it's been recorded and then played through speakers in a garage, and then somebody's put a microphone or two microphones to get stereo image in the garage to pick it up. So it's got an overall kind of lo-fi and a bit mucky sound to the recording, which I have come across in other bands, other albums of this sort of era. It's not opinion coming in here. Yeah, it's not a sound that I'm a huge fan of, but I guess that one of the reasons for it is that people are forever trying to find a way to sound different from everything else, and this was one way that they could do it. I have no idea how they actually technically did it. The vocals sounds like she's singing in a large bathroom. I think it was very kind of post 2000 sounding voice, so it's a voice of the sound. I get fascinated by the fact that different tones to voice seem to be popular at different points in time. I don't know if it's because people sing differently to match what's popular. I think sometimes that's the case, or if people with those kind of voices get more attention because those are voices that seem to be in fashion at that point in time. She's got strong singing, I would say, and she's got a kind of tone to her singing that almost sounds like she's going, I'm singing a bit like this, but only a little bit. And that makes it sound bad. It's just a particular kind of tone to the way that she sings. She's got a good voice, I would say. Occasionally, she makes it sound a bit like punk, and I think that, well, I mean, the backing isn't just her voice. I think it's the way that the vocals are processed, or maybe doubled, that make it sound like that. The overall feel, though, is kind of got this feeling of alienation. The whole sound does that, but the vocals as well, in particular, is not a happy sound. It's quite melancholy. It's quite cold as a sound, I would say. The whole thing feels like it's. I'm going to try and be quite careful how I say these things, but it feels like it's projecting the gravitas of art. So I sometimes am a bit skeptical or a bit critical of particularly modern art, which is you can't do modern art without having this surrounding it with this mystique of artiness. And this seems to have that. It has that kind of, hey guys, this is art. Look at this. It must be worthwhile because it's art. I'm not sure that because you give it that kind of feel or mystique that makes it art. But I do think that if you do this, that there are people who will view it through that lens. And I think it's partly because it's slightly unusual in sound, gives it that kind of, we're outy kind of feel to it. Songs are about, well, once again, not really sure, but the lyrics are curious and thought-provoking at times. There were occasional okay moments in the lyrics where it's just a little bit surprising. Possibly Get Some is my favourite track on the album. Um, I want to put in an aside here something that amused me, which is so when she was interviewed about this album, this was a whole lot of stuff that she'd kind of gone on to this diversion. And she said, I dove into the craziness and did things that maybe I would think twice about when I got older. And I'm a really restless person. I'm tired of the way I sounded or looked yesterday. It's so hard to hang on to this image of me as this young Swedish female in this world. People comment on how you look. It's so unnecessary. Um, okay, and I understand the sentiment, but that comment of people commenting how it being unnecessary that people commenting how you look is a little bit of a tension against the fact that she works as a model as well as a singer. So I just wanted to throw in that aside. Did I enjoy it? Yeah, mildly. I think it's similar to some other stuff that I've come across, particularly the kind of processing on the sound. I think the thing that brings it out isn't for me the sound; it's the more interesting elements of the songwriting in here. But that's what I think of this album, and it's just my opinion. And as always, I'd love to know what your opinion is. So, and I know a lot of people thought it was really good. So please let me know what you think of this album by leaving me a comment. But that's it from me for now.